9/11 happened, I think I said this once in one of our podcasts. I was in.
He told me this. Yeah,
I was a freshman or a sophomore. I can't remember. And when it happened, I got targeted by my history teacher, like right in front of the whole class. Your people, you guys did this. You're terrorists. I'm sitting thinking, like, motherfucker, like those aren't even Persians that did that,
right? And even if they're and even if as they were extremist Muslims,
correct.
So every religion or atheist, there's an extremist within that. Doesn't mean that all Christians are bad. Doesn't mean that all Muslims are bad.
That's no different than you have white American
Christians,
rapists and murderers and people that go like try to destroy homes and families. Like, I mean, it's no different. Like, there's an extreme of every culture that exists, and for it to start targeting a certain culture just because something super extreme happened is crazy. But
I just think that people need to take a step back and realize that everybody's an individual, like a fingerprint, right? There's not one fingerprint identical. Is that the?
Yeah, you got the good, bad, and the ugly of all cultures.
Yeah.
And for the most part, like we said before, we hope that everybody would be as good. And one of the things that Byron said in our last podcast, because I don't believe in not judging. I think people that live by that kind of code are fucking very blind.
Am I blind? Because I don't judge.
And I'm not saying judge and say like, okay, well, this is what you are, and I'm just not going to associate myself with you. But he said, I'll judge you, but I won't condemn you.
Right.
So if within the first 5-10 minutes, I feel something off and wrong and something I maybe don't agree with, or maybe there's something that just doesn't jive with my energy, I'm out.
Okay, but
I'm not going to give you a chance to redeem that.
Okay, but let me ask you this. So because I was wondering about this in the last podcast, if I'm a sanitation worker and you don't like sanitation workers because somebody's stepdad was a sanitation worker, he killed your mom or something.
Well, that's ridiculous.
But would you judge somebody? How are you judging them? Are you judging them by what they do or the character of who they are because of the choices they make, right?
The choices they make, but also their values, not just in business, their values in their personal life have to match mine.
What are those though? So if I say my values don't align, then are we at opposite ends and you don't. Sorry.
Yours?
Yeah, I got to put my phaser on stun here. It's my
pull out your fucking
pull
out your fucking taser.
I got these cameras at the house now, security, and every time somebody walks by, it buzzes. So, but if I say, let's say I'm a Jack Mormon, okay, and I have 3 wives, and you don't agree with that.
If you have 3 wives, you and I are not associating. Okay. I would maybe do business with you because you might have good business values, but on a personal level, you and I are never going to hang out for personal reasons.
Okay. But we don't hang out for personal reasons anyways.
But you and I have. Like we've set up times to, I mean, look, this.
I got 4 wives, so I mean, what's no, I'm just kidding.
We've set up times to go to the gym. We've set up times to go out to eat together. Like we have. It's just not often because you and I have crazy schedules. Okay. And again, it's like you mentioned it once in a podcast. As much as you and I would love to hang out more often than not, we don't have the opportunity to because you got your thing going on, I got my things going on.
Right.
But in the long run, you better believe that you and I and our partners are going to be sitting on the beach and enjoying time.
So it's a personal, what you do what that person does in their personal life affects
if I'm going to hang out with them on a personal level or not.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just...
See, for me...
Because we're going to see things differently,
right.
And I'm not going to be okay with some of the conversations that are going to take place.
So for me, I look at it a little different now to a point, right? Like if I don't agree with what Bill Gates does, right? Or I don't agree with what Elon Musk does, and they say, hey, Elon says, hey, let's all get together for dinner and have some ideas, or I want to hang out with you. You may not agree that he's sending rockets to the moon.
That's a little different.
but then you're weighing the odds. Well, because you're Elon, I'm going to make exceptions to the rule.
No, forget Elon. You could be just some random Joe Schmo billionaire that no one knows about, and you got some kind of crazy science project going on where you're building rockets and shuttles that go up to the moon.
Right.
And I might not agree with that. I might say like, no, leave that for NASA. But no, that has nothing. Just because I don't agree with that has nothing to do with values.
But his values, I guarantee you, but I'm not fighting you on it.
Agreement and disagreement have nothing to do with values.
Right, but I guarantee you his values are way different than yours.
I'm sure we have a couple in common, though, too. Maybe not.
Okay.
And if we don't, then, yeah, I'm not, listen, like I said, business is one thing.
I'm getting offended here.
That's
no,
fine.
I'm just kidding.
I don't really care. Fuck your feelings, bro.
I like fucking with Sean. Sean's like, what are you trying to say?
But
you like sheep?
But the thing is, like,
I hear where you're going.
I know personal values is very important and crucial to me because a lot of people try to ignore them, shit on them. Not mine, but just in general. Where, like, for example, I recently came across a situation, not on my personal level, but someone I saw go through this, where their friends are telling them that their feelings and their values don't have to align with their children and should not care about what their children think about what they do on their personal life. Their children don't pay their bills. Their children don't dictate what they do. And therefore, whatever their kids feel, they're still going to love them. But you don't have to do, your values don't have to match up with your children. And I'm like, well, that's fucking false. If you give a shit about your kids, and if you want to be close with your kids, and you want the whole family to be a whole, that has to matter. You don't get to discredit that just because, I don't have. Yeah, you got to figure something out. Then there has to be a middle ground. There's no exception to that. So and that means if I'm a family and you're a family, and if I want our families to connect and be together and meet for Thanksgiving and things of that nature, your family values have to be somewhat similar or close to mine, for that to even make sense. For all of us to sit at a family table and eat together.
Okay. That's fair. I like it.
It's more on a moral level.
Right, but then it changes. Like for example, smoking marijuana is now accepted and legal, but some people don't agree with it, and it's not for some people. Like you're a recovering addict, right? So if I take edibles or I smoke at night before I
don't judge you on that. That's silly.
But to some people, it could be serious
because they can't be around it. It'll trigger.
But I don't do it around people.
Well, then it doesn't even matter.
So what I do in my private and personal life doesn't matter.
Now, if you're doing other recreational drugs.
No. Right.
No, but let's go into that topic because there's medicinal
buddy,
uses.
I can't even handle a drink of alcohol. I'm the weakest. I'm the cheapest date in the world. Why would I want to do?
Right, but hold on a second. You said it yourself. For medicinal reasons, whole different playing field. Now, if on a personal level, when you and your girlfriend go out for an evening or whatnot, and I find out that Davik for fun likes to do a couple lines of coke and they pop this and do that when they want to go have a good time, bro, you and I are not hanging out.
No,
never.
Well,
even if it's not,
but that's around me, right? Like I hear what you're saying, right? So I don't for different reasons. There was an incident that happened last couple of New Years ago. It was last New Year's.
I don't know.
I went to an event, and we talked about this, and people were doing lines.
Oh, yeah.
And right in front of me.
I don't want to be around that.
I don't want to be around that shit. I don't want to be around that.
But that has to do with values. Like, same thing. Look, same thing for me. Like, I can't be in a relationship with a partner that drinks.
Oh, me. Now, I say that. I agree with you. Now, when we've traveled, or I've traveled. Like we used to come to Vegas before we lived here. We come here, you come here for the weekend to lose your mind when you're not living here. So you're going to have some drinks and stuff. That's fine. But I've never had alcohol in my house. I can't do it because of a family member that was an alcoholic and a person I was in a relationship, a couple people that ended up being alcoholics or were, and I didn't know. It caused a lot of problems. So I can't be with somebody that, hey, we're going to go out to the happy hour and have a drink. It's Wednesday. Friday, we're going to go out and drink, and we're going to drink. I can't do it. I can't. You
know what? And just to rewind for a second, the word society makes the word judgment negative. It's not always negative. Here's the thing. Depends on how your mindset is too. Davik, I have to have a judgment about you to want to be in business with you, to have you as a confidant, to have you as a business partner, to want to invite you into certain financial projects that are taking place now that I've invited you in. I have to have a judgment on you to want to have you a part of that. So either way, it's either going to be good or bad, but there's still a judgment that's going to take place.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, that's why Byron said it perfect. I'll judge you, but I won't condemn you. From that point forward, it's.
But a lot of people condemn before they even know you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this channel. If you like what you saw today, find value in what you saw, please share with your friends and family.
And make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and in the comment sections below, let us know which topics you would like us to cover in the future.